Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Feeling like your money slipped through your fingers like sand? In this video, we are going to uncover the 9 money habits that could be keeping you poor and how you can break free from them to start building real wealth. The first, and also the most expensive money habits, is accumulating bad debts, like credit card debts. Those magic plastic cards make it way too easy to buy things you cannot afford. It's also easy to justify overspending to earn points or reward miles. The average credit card interest rate is roughly 22%, which cancels all kinds of benefits and rewards if you're not able to pay off the balance in full. A high-interest credit card debt can quickly spiral out of control. The longer you wait to pay it off, the more interest you will accrue. If you have credit card debt, the best financial investment you can make is to focus on paying off the balance. It's almost as if you're getting a 22% return on your cash by not having to pay the 22% interest to the credit card company. The average stock market return is about 8 to 10% a year, so if you can pay off your credit card debt, you're already ahead. Another form of bad debt is buy now, pay later. Companies like Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm, they offer you a short-term loan so that you could make purchases and pay for them over time. The buy now, pay later financing may seem convenient, but there are traps that can drain your bank account. If you fail to pay on time, you could be charged late fees as high as 25% of the value of the item you bought. It's also very easy to get these buy now, pay later loans, which means it's easy to overextend yourselves and get into trouble pretty quickly. Next money habit that keeps you poor is not saving for emergencies. Unexpected expenses like medical bills or bursting water pipes can quickly drain your savings and put you in debt. Pay yourself first and save at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. That way, you have a cushion in case of financial emergencies. Saving is one of the most important blueprints in achieving financial independence, which leads to the money habit number 3, paying yourself last. 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including nearly half of the 6-figure earners. And nearly half of the baby boomers have no retirement savings. A common habit for most people is after they get their paycheck, they pay for the rent, phone bills, car payment, and then they go out to dinner and drinks with friends or go shopping for something nice for themselves. And most often, there's no money left to save. But if you want to improve your financial situation, you have to learn to put money away for savings. My favorite lesson from the classic book, Richest Man in Babylon, is to always pay yourself first. That means before you start paying your bills, dinners, drinks, going shopping, and making everyone else rich, you put a portion of your paycheck into your own pocket first. Then live on what's left. Look at saving money like paying bills. As soon as you get your paycheck, commit to setting aside 10% or whatever you can handle towards savings and investments. You can train yourself to save by automating this process. Set up automatic transfer into savings and investment accounts every month as soon as you get paid. That way, you avoid the temptation to overspend. Start paying yourself first right away, even if you need to start small. Because if you're waiting to save when you make more money, that day may not come, because your spending will increase alongside with your income as soon as you begin to make more money. Lifestyle creep is a real phenomenon, and that is the poor money habit number 4. We have all heard of high-profile athletes or celebrities that went broke despite making millions and millions of dollars. Lifestyle creep happens as you make more money, and former luxuries now become the new necessities. Most of the time, it starts out casually, like you get a promotion, so you decide to use the money to upgrade your car, treat yourself to a nice watch you've been eyeing for on buy now, pay later, and going out to dinner more often. Pretty soon, you get accustomed to these upgrades, and you end up paying for a more expensive lifestyle. If you're not mindful, these little luxuries can quickly become necessities. You should enjoy the fruits of your labor. The key is to be mindful of your spending. Make sure you're living within your means, and most importantly, pay yourself first. Let's say you got a raise of an additional $500 a month. It's a good idea to spend only $100 or so and put the remaining $400 towards an investment account every month. Let's say you put it in the S&P 500, which has an average annual return of 8 to 10%. When you retire in 30 years, you will have more than $500,000 in your account. Next, the poor money habit number 5 is keeping up with the Joneses. The Joneses are the envy of social media. They throw the best parties, dine at Michelin star restaurants, wear head-to-toe Gucci, and go to the most Instagram-worthy vacations. It's easy to get caught up in comparison. Many times, what we see is only an illusion. The truth is likely that the Joneses are broke. And it's easy to take on more debts to buy that Mercedes and the fancy house they cannot afford. They prioritize looking rich by taking on debts and unwise spending. We don't need to impress people we probably don't even like. Focus on building real wealth by putting that would-be car payment towards savings and investing. Ask yourself this: would you rather look rich or actually be wealthy and financially independent? If keeping up with the Joneses is on one end of the spectrum, on the other end is cheapness, and that's the poor money habit number 6, being cheap in the wrong places. There's a difference between being frugal and being cheap. Being cheap when it comes to certain things can end up costing you more money in the long run. I certainly made this mistake quite a few times. The one that ended up costing me the most money and headache was my roof repair 12 years ago. After getting quotes from 5 different roofers, I decided to go with the lowest bid. I thought I was being smart by saving thousands and thousands of dollars. And when the roof started having issues again, even though it was still under the warranty, the roofer would not return my calls. I ended up paying more money to hire a second roofer to properly get the job done. There's an economic theory called the boots theory, where people in poverty have to buy cheap and subpar products that need to be replaced repeatedly, proving more expensive in the long run than more expensive items. Rich people are rich because they manage to spend less money by buying quality and more expensive products that last a long time. So when you spend your money, make sure it makes good financial sense in the long run. Some things are not worth buying on the cheap, such as batteries or appliances, because you will end up spending more money on repairs or replacement. The poor money habit number 7 is having disorganized finances. Money is a major source of stress among Americans. Looking at our finances may trigger feelings of anxiety and panic. But if we don't pay attention to our finances, they don't usually improve. This may seem obvious, but it's a widespread problem. Being disorganized can lead to unpaid bills, late fees, and finance charges. You can also be unknowingly paying for the monthly subscription or membership that you no longer use. All these charges are silently draining your bank account and making someone else rich. The only way to stop the bleeding is to do an honest assessment of your finances and track your spending. Take the time to review your bank account and your credit card statement and learn where your money is going. It can be sobering to learn where you stand financially, but until you know your starting point, it's impossible to get to where you want to be, which is financial freedom. Next, number 8 on the list is waiting too long to start investing and saving. A common lie we tell ourselves is thinking that we will start saving when we make more money. We put off saving for the future. But when it comes to investing, time is a powerful ally. The younger you start saving, the less you need to put away each month to reach
$1 million.
According to Charles Schwab, in your 20s, you only need to put away $508 every month, whereas someone in their 40s, they will need to put away almost 3 times more at $1,433 to reach the same $1 million. Of that $1 million, you only need to contribute $244,000, and the rest $756,000 is your money working hard on your behalf with compound interest. Don't wait too long to start investing and saving. Finally, number 9 on the list is lacking tax strategies. The average American pays almost 30% of their income to taxes. This means every year you're working 3.5 months for Uncle Sam. Failing to understand and plan for taxes can be the single biggest expense in your life. One of the best ways to build wealth is through understanding tax rules and utilizing every resources at your disposal to keep more money in your pocket. Here are some common tax strategies. Open an IRA or Roth IRA account. They are investment accounts that shelters your dividends and profits from taxes. A 529 savings plan is a tax-advantaged savings plan that allows you to save for your kids' education. You can also use mortgage interest toward tax deduction, or aim for long-term capital gain on your investment holdings. Capital assets longer than 1 year has a preferential tax rate on capital gain. If you own a business, it might make sense to run that through a LLC or a S corporation to reduce your self-employment tax. There you have it, the 9 money habits that keep you poor. Recognizing and breaking free from these money habits is the first step towards a more prosperous future. If you find this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.